This conference will now be recorded.
We are going to start our session now. I hope all of you are able to hear me very clearly. Now, today I would like to discuss the remaining questions of physics from KVPY-SA 2010. Now, in the last class, couple of questions I need to revisit. The first question is question number 13, and it was I think it is Pratik who raised that equation was not dimensionally correct. Yes, you were absolutely correct, because we didn't consider the velocity. So I would like to perform that sum now once more. Okay. So if you read the question, a soldier with a machine gun falling from an airplane gets detached from his parachute. He is able to resist the downward acceleration if he shoots 40 bullets a second at the speed of 500 meter per second. If the weight of the bullet is 49 gram, what is the weight of the man with the gun? Ignore resistance due to air and assume the acceleration due to gravity as 9 meter per second square. So here, let us assume we need to use the concept of laws of conservation of momentum. So let us consider that m and mg are the mass of this is the mass of the gun, and let's take this is mass of the soldier. Now, what will be the velocity attained by the mass and attained by the soldier and gun combined? So let's take this as v. Then what we get, m into m plus m into g into v, that velocity, that should be equal to the mass and velocity attained by the bullets. So what is the mass of one bullet? Mass of one bullet is 49 gram. 49 gram means 49 into 10 to the power minus 3 kg. And how many such bullets are there? There are 40 such bullets. So I should multiply 40. So that is the entire mass of the, all these 40 bullets. And what is the, speed? Speed is 500 meter per second. So that is equal to 500. So this is the equation. Now what we need to find? We need to find the value of mm plus mg. Okay, the combined mass of the soldier and the gun. And to know that one, we need to find the velocity v. So here we will apply the formula v is equal to u plus gt, where g is, where u is 0 and g is 9.8 and t is 1 second, because per second, that is the, what is the velocity is attained. So this implies we get m into m plus m into g into 0 u plus gt. G is 9.8 and t is 1, that is equal to 49 into 40 into 500 into 10 to the power minus 3. And if we simplify further, then we'll get mm plus mg, that is equal to 49 into 40 into 500 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 9.8, and that will comes as 100 kg. If you simplify, you will get it as is equal to 100 kg, and we get the correct option as C. Pratik, I hope it is clear now to you and the other students, right? In case of any doubt, please do let me know. Okay, so now I would like to discuss another question, that is question number 18. Okay, thanks Pratik for your confirmation. Now I would like to discuss question number 18. There was a typo in the question. I remember it was Shrestha who raised this question. Our message is that, what is the mean by that, there was a typo in the option D. It has to be laterally. So there will be no spectrum, but the original light will be laterally displaced. Okay. So that was the statement for the question number 18, and we discussed that for question number 18, option D is correct. So now we are done with part one questions of physics. Now I would like to discuss the part two questions in physics, and this is a very important question, and you will see how the the fundamental formula of physics followed by its mathematical computation leveraging binomial theorem, and how to ignore the higher order stuff when the values are minimal, is going to help you to find the solution. Very good question. Okay, so I'm going to discuss this question in details with complete derivation. I remember I started discussing this problem in the last class, but I did it in little hurry and made few step jump, which may actually not all of you understood very clearly. So that's why let me do this question once more. First of all, let us read the question. Consider the two circuits P and Q, okay, shown below as you see, which are used to measure the unknown resistance R. So there is a resistance R which is unknown. In each case, the resistance is estimated by using Ohm's law, that R estimated, REST, is equal to V by I, where V and I are the readings of the voltmeter and the ammeter respectively, as it is given in both the circuits. The meter resistance RV and RA are such that RA is much lesser than R and much lesser than RV. The internal resistance of the battery may be ignored. The absolute error in the estimate of the resistance is denoted by delta R, which is the non-negative difference between R and REST. These are the information given, and from this information we need to find delta RP in terms of, means delta RP as a function of the given resistance value. What are the given resistance value here? It is R and RV. Okay, R, RV and RA. In terms of R, RV and RA, we need to find the value of delta RP. In terms of these three resistance, R, RA and RV, we need to find the value of delta RQ, and we need to find the value of R, okay, for which delta RP should be approximately equal to delta RQ. This is the third part of the question. So there are three parts of this question, and we are going to solve one by one. So I'm going to solve for the part A first, then part B, and followed by part C. So if you look into that, circuit P, what we derive, for P, we derive the following. Okay, it is I is equal to IR plus IV. So this implies I is equal to What is IR? It is nothing but V by R. And what is IV? It is V by RV. So from here what we get? We get the value of I is equal to V into 1 by R plus 1 by RV. So there are, it needs a good amount of mathematical calculation. So my humble, suggestion to the students, anyone has any difficulty at any point, please do not hesitate to let me know. So from here what we get? So we get that 1 by R plus 1 by RV, that is equal to I by V. So from here what we get? From here we get 1 by R is equal to 1 by, I by V. It is I by V minus 1 by RV. So from here we get 1 by R is equal to I into RV minus V divided by V into RV. So from here we get the value of R as V into RV divided by I into RV minus V. This implies R equal to, let's take V by I common. If we take V by I common, then we get RV divided by RV minus V by I. So from here what we get? So V by I is nothing but, estimation of that resistance REST. So R is equal to, we get REST into RV divided by RV minus REST power REST. So this implies we get R is equal to REST divided by 1. We are dividing both numerator and denominator by RV. Then here we will get 1 minus REST divided by RV. From here, what we get? From here we get R is equal to REST into 1 minus REST divided by RV power minus 1. We come to a very good juncture, and here we need to apply the concept of binomial theorem to expand this series. Okay, let me use a different color to express how to expand this one. There is a formula in binomial theorem. If you are if you are done with binomial theorem, then you must be knowing this thing, that it says that for natural number n for any natural number n, the formula for 1 minus x power minus n is equal to 1 plus nc1 into x plus nc2 into x square plus nc3 into x cube, and so on. correct? Okay, so this is the formula. So now if we apply this formula here, then what we'll get? If we apply this formula here, we'll get something like this. This should imply R is equal to R EST into 1 plus R EST by RV, R EST divided by RV. I hope all of you are able to get it. In the formula, the value of n is equal to 1 and the value of x as R EST by RV. Then plus, then as n is 1, the value of 1C1 is 1, the value of 2C2 is 1, value of 3C3 is 1, so on. So then it is REST by RV, this whole square. Then in so on, it will go up to infinite. Now, what we can do is that we should ignore, the terms, the higher order terms of REST by RV. We can take only the linear term. The other things we can ignore due to approximation. And for that, what we can write? We can write R is approximately equal to REST into 1 plus REST divided by RV. Correct? Now this should give us a, from here what we can get, this means R is approximately equal to REST plus REST square divided by RV. Okay. So now from here what we can write? We can write what is delta RP? Delta RP is nothing but non-negative difference between, if you see the question here, it is a non-negative difference between R and REST. So that is equal to mod of R minus R EST. That is equal to what? That is equal to REST square by RV. REST square divided by RV. And from here we get that delta RP okay, I'll come to your question. Okay, delta RP, what we get is that is equal to, as REST square, so we can write this is, approximately equal to, R square by RV. R square by RV. So R square divided by RV. So this is the, answer to the first part of the question. Okay, so this is answer to the first part. So I got a query. Let me answer this query before proceed this one. So let me get the query first. Yeah, so I got a question that is not x square terms huge? How can we approximate them? No, it is not huge. You think about, you see that REST by REST and R both are very approximately equal to each other, right? REST and RV, correct? And that's why due to that approximation, you can ignore the higher order terms. If a quantity is small, if x is small, then x square will be even smaller, isn't it? So from that concept, we are actually ignoring it. See, if you take that square, then also it is fine, but cube and onwards you must ignore, but better to ignore from square, and that is the way the approximation is actually taken place. Okay, but your statement is correct, though it is not in context to this question. Your statement is correct. If x is huge, we must not ignore it. But in this context to the question, x is not large. X is a very small quantity. X is means R estimated by RV. So in this way, we found the value of delta RP. Now we need to find the value of delta RQ. Let's see how we can find the value of delta RQ. Now, for Q, we derive the following. For Q, we derive the following. It is, if you see here, in this case, V is equal to I into R plus RA. Look at the circuit for, look at the circuit for the Q, that is clearly, understood. So this implies what? This implies R is equal to V by I minus RA. So this implies R is equal to R estimated REST minus RA. So now what is delta RQ? Delta RQ is nothing but the non-negative difference between R minus REST. So R minus REST, that non-negative value is the delta RQ. So what we find? Delta RQ is equal to nothing but RA. And that is the answer to the second part of the question. Now for the third part of the question is that for what value of R delta RP should be equal to the delta RQ. So this is delta RP and delta RQ should be equal. So let me do it here. So now in order to have delta RP to be equal to delta RQ, okay, we must have what? What is delta RP? It is R square divided by RV should be equal to, approximately equal to, RA. But here we can write, RA equal to. Approximation is well understood in this context. So from here we get what? We get R is equal to square root of RA into RV. So for R to be equal to square root of RA into RV, we can get delta RP is approximately equal to delta RQ. I hope this is a long derivation. If you wish, you can have a quick look into all these things before we proceed to the next question.
Sir, what exactly is IR and IV in the first line?
Which one? IR and
IV.
That current passing through, R and current passing through the V, na? IR and RV.
Okay. And the third line from the top, can you explain it again?
So 1 by R plus 1 by RV?
No, not that. R is equal to VRV by 1, IRV, that.
From top, third line, no? From top, third line is this one. I hope you are talking about this line, right? This line, no?
I'm not able to see where you're pointing actually.
Oh, I didn't share the screen. No, I think I shared the screen. Hold on. Yeah, I shared the screen. So, sorry, I didn't get your exact point. You are telling from top, third line, right?
Yeah.
From top, third line, what I wrote is that 1 by R plus 1 by RV equal to I by V.
Below that line. R is
Huh?
equal to VRV by IRV minus V. That part.
Okay, fine, understood. So then what we did actually 1 by R equal to I by V minus 1 by RV. Then we take an LCM simply. V into RV is the LCM. Then it is I into RV minus V.
Hmm.
Correct. And after that, in the fourth line, what we did, we expressed R is equal to V into RV. Correct, because it was 1 by R, na?
I
1
got
by
that.
R, got it. And then we make a reciprocal, then R become what? V into RV by I into RV minus V.
Hmm.
Correct. And then
Hmm.
we take V by I common from the numerator. If you take V common, then only left one is numerator is RV. And in the denominator, if you take I common, and denominator has two terms. One is I into RV and another one is V. So I
Okay.
already had, so RV is there, but in V there was no I, so we divided by I.
Okay. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right. And after that, we proceed with the binomial theorem and this thing. Anyway, so fine. Let's go to the next question, and this is you know this is also a very good question about that on energy. So the here the question is you know a block of mass m is sliding on a fixed frictionless concave surface of radius r. It is released from rest at the point P, which is at a height q, which is at a height h, and h is much lesser than r, the radius of the curvature from the lowest point q. Now let us draw this diagram little clearly. It is something like this, that this is the curved one, and from here, suppose if we consider this is the sorry this is O be the radius, sorry, the center of that curvature, and from the point P, this is the point P, a block of mass F is sliding, and then what happened is that this is the lowest point Q. If you see, this is the lowest point Q. Now it is given the height is at a height h. So what is the height then? So from P, if we draw a perpendicular to the line OQ, and if we give M is the foot of the perpendicular, then what we get is that this MQ is the height. Okay, QM is equal to H. So QM, that is equal to H. Now what happened is that between the path from P to Q, you take any other point, suppose a point we consider as A. Now if we join this one, suppose this angle, that OA makes an angle theta with the line OQ. What we need to find? We need to find the potential energy of the body at the point A. That is the first part of the question. So that's what it is mentioned. What is the potential energy at a function as a function of theta, taking the lowest point Q as the reference level for potential energy? Means Q is the point of reference for the potential energy. So this is the first part of the question, that at the point A, what is the potential energy, and that we need to express in terms of theta. That means it is a function of theta. Number one. Number two question is that what is the kinetic energy of the you know you know at the point A in terms of theta. Part 3 of the question, that is part C, what is the time taken for the particle to reach from point P to point Q? And the fourth part of the question is that how much force is exerted by the block on the concave surface at the point Q. That means when the object will come at the point Q, how much force it will actually apply to the surface, that concave surface. You see that this is the concave surface. Solid understanding about potential energy and kinetic energy and rotational motion is important to answer this question. So how we are going to proceed this one? For the part A of the question, here it is. We are assuming let V theta be the potential energy of the body at the point A. Let V theta, because why V theta? Because theta, that potential energy V is a function of theta. That's what we need to express according to the question. Let V theta be the potential energy of the body at a point A. At a point A. Then how we are going to calculate that V theta? Okay. So V theta should be equal to, from what we are going to do is that from the point A, let's draw another perpendicular. Sorry, let me draw it properly. On the line, suppose this is L. Then what is V theta? V theta is equal to mass of the body into G into LQ mgh, because Q is the reference point. That's why we should measure the distance LQ. That is equal to what? That is equal to mg into LQ is nothing but OQ minus OL. OQ minus OL. So what is OQ? OQ is R. And what is OA? OA is also R. As you know, OA is R, then we can find the value of OL as R cos theta. So from here we find the value of V theta is equal to mg into R minus R cos theta. So we can further write this as V theta is equal to m into g into R into 1 minus cos theta. So that is the first part of the question, and answer to the first part of the question. I hope it is well understood. Now the second part of the question is that what is the kinetic energy of the body at the same point A. Okay, so for the second part of the question, we assume something like we let T theta be the kinetic energy of the body at the point A. Let T theta be the kinetic energy of the body at a point A. Now how to find? Here the laws of conservation of energy is coming to the picture. So T theta should be equal to what? Potential energy of the body at the point P minus potential energy of the body at the point A, because whatever the loss of potential energy, that should also be actually getting converted to the kinetic energy. So potential energy of the body at the point P what? So let me write it down. Potential energy at the point of the body at P minus potential energy of the body at A. So how we can find it out? Now this becomes pretty simple. T theta, potential energy of the body at the point will be P will be what? MQ is equal to what? MQ is equal to H, as we already found it out. So it will be M into G into H minus potential energy of the body at the point A, that we already found it out as V theta. That is V theta. So we find the value of T theta, that is the kinetic energy, as equal to mgh minus mgr into 1 minus cos theta. So this is the kinetic energy of the body at the point A. Okay, fine. Now let's come to the third part of the question. So what is the time taken for the particle to reach from point P to the lowest point Q? It is quite understandable that, as h is very, very less than r, as h is very, very less than r, the body executes a simple harmonic motion with a time period of 1 by 2 pi into square root of r by g. If you have covered this portion in your school, it is fine. Otherwise, we can take offline later to I can describe how come this time period is coming as 1 by 2 pi into square root of r by g. Now, so this time is actually taken from the point P. If you look into this one, from the point P, okay, it will go to the another point which will be equidistant from the point Q, arc length wise, and then again come back to the point P. That is the time period. So the time period it will take from P to Q should be 1/4 of this, the value what I wrote, it is 1 by 2 pi into square root of r by g. Correct? So that means the time required is that, from the point P to Q is 1 by 4 into 1 by 2 pi into r by square root of r by g. So let me write it down. So yeah, so from here what we get is that the time required, time taken from P to Q is equal to 1/4 of it, that is 1 by 8 pi into square root of r by g. I got a question. What is that? 2 pi into r by g. That is the time period. That is the frequency, right, Pratik? Okay.
That's the time period, no, sir.
Time period is 1 by 2 pi into square root of r by g.
Oh.
Look into it. In case of any difficulty, we can discuss. Okay. Now, the part 4 of the question is that how much force is exerted by the block on the concave surface at the point Q? And that also is a very, classical question. So the point is that classical in the sense here, if you look into that, when the body is here at this point, okay, So what are the force? If you draw the free body diagram, so free body diagram will be something like this. That if I do it here, just give me a moment. Okay. So if you see, this is the path. This is the O, and this is Q. So at this point, what happened is that there is a force. Suppose let's take this force F, okay, and then the weight will work like this, mg. So let F be the force. Then F minus mg is the net force, which is actually working as a centripetal force, isn't it? So what we get, F minus mg, that works as a centripetal force. And what is the centripetal force? Centripetal force is that m into v square by r. But we need to find the value of v, because v is not known to us. We know m, we know r, we know g obviously, but we do not know v. But how you can find the value of uh, the v? So to find the values, let's give this as equation number 1. So to find the value of v, what we can do is that from the laws of conservation of energy, what we can get is that half mv square, half into m into v square, that should be equal to m into g into h, right? That kinetic energy should be equal to the potential energy at the point q, because at the point p, whatever the potential energy should be completely converted into the kinetic energy at the point q. So from here we get the value of v square is equal to, we get the value as 2gh. Now this value of v square, if we apply in the equation 1, so what we get? We get F minus mg is equal to v square equal to 2gh, 2mgh, 2mg into capital H divided by r. And from here we get the value of F is equal to mg into 1 plus 2h divided by r. That is the force exerted at the point q. Okay, all right. So now with this we are done with the physics part. So what I would like to do now is that I would like to I'll send you the biology answers, answer key and the explanation also, in a document. You please look into the biology answers. Any doubt, do let me know. Then I'll connect my biology faculty to you to discuss on this. But then the most important is that the next KVPY set, that is 2011, I already sent that answer paper, question paper to you. Now we are going to discuss the solution to that one. Okay, so just give me a moment so that I can open up this the 2011 question paper. Okay, so let me open that 2011 this thing. It is ready at my end. All of you are able to view this one? Can you please confirm at least, or I can check here also, but it will be good if someone can please confirm that you are able to view this one.
Yes, sir.
That okay, great. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thanks. That's enough. So look into this question. Think for a couple of minutes. I already sent this question paper to you. Not only that, I sent 2012 also. Tomorrow I'll send 2013 and 14 as well. So start typing because your main questions in exact question will be similar to this one. Okay, so we'll discuss this thing offline, Pratik. Okay, so let's now concentrate on this one. That suppose A, B, C are the three distinct real numbers. Let Px equal to x minus b into x minus c by a minus b into a minus c plus x minus c into x minus a divided by b minus c into b minus a plus x minus a into x minus b by c minus a into c minus b. If we simplify px, then what will be the simplified value of px? That is the question. Okay, how to approach this one? Okay, so let's see. What is the value of px, and from this px, if you see from here, what is the value of pa? The value of pa you will get in the first one. If you put a minus b into a minus c will get cancelled with a minus b minus c. So in the first one it will be 1 plus here if you put a minus a will be 0, so it will be 0, and in the third term also a minus a, that will be equal to 0. So from here we get the value of pa is equal to 1. Then pb, in the similar manner, if you see pb, that should be 0 plus 1 plus 0, that should also be equal to 1. And pc, that should be equal to 0 plus 1, that should be also equal to 1. So from here what we can conclude? Can we conclude that px simplified value of px is 1? Not till now it is not. But one thing we are sure, that px cannot be equal to 0. So this option is nullified. And also it cannot be dependent on x, because we found the value of pa is independent of x, the value of pb it is independent of x, the value of pc it is independent of x, so it cannot be b. It can be either a or c, but how we can make sure it is a with confidence? We do not know what is the value of whether it can be c or not. And to make sure this one, we need to make a little bit of simplification. And how to simplify this one? So if you see from here, we can write that px something like this. Px will be equal to minus of x minus b into x minus c divided by c minus a into a minus b plus minus x minus c into x minus a divided by a minus b into b minus c minus x minus a into x minus b divided by b minus c into c minus a. From here what we get? From here we get the value of px. If you simplify, value of px will be something like this. It is minus, we can take common. It will be here b minus c, c minus a, and a minus b is already there. So b minus c into x minus b into x minus c. That means x square into minus of b plus c plus bc minus, sorry, it will be plus a minus b, it will be c minus a into x square minus c plus a plus ca plus a minus b x square. Yes, you are correct. B plus c into x. Yeah, here also x, correct. Minus a plus b into x plus ab, and this entire thing will be divided by a minus b into b minus c into c minus a. Now if you look into this one, that will become px is equal to minus of, let's take the coefficient of x square. It is b minus c plus c minus a plus a minus b into x square, plus I less bother about some term into x and some term constant term. I not bother about there's a reason, because these all get cancelled and we see what the coefficient of x square is 0. But in option C, what you see is that coefficient of x square is 1. So obviously option C, it is not possible to have. So option C is also not possible to add. So option A is the right one. I hope this is clear, and we can proceed to the next question. In the next question, let me pull it up, the next question. Yeah. Here a, b, x, y, a real number such that a square plus b square is equal to 81, x square plus y square is equal to 121, and ax plus by is equal to 99. Then we need to find the set of values of ay minus bx. This question, in the previous question also, if you see, there is no where you need to have your knowledge in class 11 to answer the first question, and here also it is based on just 9th and 10th standard concept to answer this question. And these numbers are very important here, by the way, that number 81, 121 and 99. These three numbers are very important. With these three numbers, some clue is already there. Okay, so let me derive that one. So what we get is that a square plus b square is equal to 81. A square plus b square is equal to 81, and x square plus y square is equal to 121. See, as I said, that these numbers 81, 121, 99, these numbers, relationship among these numbers are important. And the relationship is that 81 into 121 is actually 99 square. Okay, so that we need to leverage here. So as 81 and 121 square is equal to 99 square, so first let's multiply 81 and 121. So then what will happen? So this implies a square plus b square into x square plus y square is equal to 81 into 121, and that is equal to 99 square. So we can write here that a square plus b square into x square plus y square is equal to ax plus by whole square, ax plus by whole square. Now after that it is just simplification. It is ax whole square plus ay whole square plus bx whole square plus by whole square. In the right hand side we get ax whole square plus by whole square plus 2 into ax into by. So from here we get ax and ax got cancelled. By and by get cancelled. Then what we left with? We left with a into y whole square. From the right hand side to ax by, we are bringing it here and making it little rearrange. Instead of ax by, we are writing ay into bx plus bx whole square is equal to 0. From here we get ay minus bx whole square equal to 0. So from here what we get? We get ay minus bx that is equal to 0. So that means the set of values, it is just a singleton set. And we get the option C as the correct one.
Sir, I didn't understand the third line. The a square plus b square into x square plus y square. How is it ax plus by whole square?
No, 99 square. You see, in the question it is given ax plus by is equal to 99.
Okay.
Correct?
Okay.
I hope now it is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
And that is what I was telling, that the relationship among these three numbers, 81, 121, and 99, is important. Otherwise, you can ask me this question, that how you proceed in this way. Unless 99 square is equal to 81 and 121, we cannot approach in this manner at all. Okay, anyone has any other question apart from Pratik? I am hearing some voice. Any question? Okay. Anyway, let me proceed to the next question. That is,
Sir, how do we figure
yeah,
out such relations in such questions?
I'm sorry.
How do we figure out such relations in such kind of questions?
Yeah, exactly. Very good question. But the answer to this question is, just practice. Uh, with practice, you develop some kind of a confidence, that there must be some relationship with the numbers. In this context, I'm telling, that will help you to proceed. Otherwise, you see, what is the question? Question is that you need to find the value of ay minus bx, and what is given, that a square plus b square, x square, y square, and ax plus by. That means definitely there should be, square and addition, subtraction, that has to be done. But whether it is addition or subtraction, at that point, what is important to understand about the relationship among these numbers? Because all these expressions, that is a square plus b square or x square plus y square, is given in terms of some real numbers, that is 81, 121, and ax plus by equal to as 99. So these are the thought process. What I'm saying is that I'm just executing. Otherwise, you can think that, sir, how come you are doing that, and how I can understand this thing, that this is the way to approach. And that's why I answered, practice is important. And with practice, it gives you, the confidence to proceed further, find the relationship among the numbers, and then accordingly. Okay, look into the next question. It's a similar thing also. The next question, if you look into it, exactly. That is why, I really appreciate the way the question is set in KVPY. It judge on the so fundamentals. Okay. Here, it is given x plus 1 by x equal to a, x square plus 1 by x cube equal to b, and x cube plus 1 by x square, we need to find it out from these two information. So what comes to the mind? It comes to the mind is that definitely we need to find the value of x plus 1 by x whole cube and x plus 1 by x whole square. Why? Because in all these four options there is a q term. So definitely x plus 1 by x whole cube must be there. That should be our first thought process to proceed to the towards the answer. Now you can start in some different way, and it may be the steps are correct, but it may not be effective. So to make that effective one, along with make sure it is correct. So this kind of thinking is important, that as I see in the options, a square is there, a q is there, definitely x plus 1 by x whole square and x plus 1 by x whole cube is important to have. So let me see how we can proceed. So it is given that x plus 1 by x equal to a. So from there what we can write is that x plus 1 by x whole square is equal to a square and x plus 1 by x whole cube is equal to a cube. This implies what? This implies is that we know a plus b whole square, that means x square plus 1 by x square plus 2 into x into 1 by x is equal to a square, and a plus b whole cube, it is a cube plus b cube plus 3ab 3x into 1 by 3ab into a plus b is equal to a cube. So from here, what we get is that x square plus 1 by x square plus 1 by x square plus 2 is equal to a square, and x cube plus 1 by x cube plus 3 into x plus 1 by x is equal to a. 3a is equal to a cube. Now let us add these two. If we add these two, then what we'll get is that we can write x square plus 1 by x cube plus x cube plus 1 by x square plus 2 plus 3a is equal to a cube plus a square. Now according to the question, it is given that x square plus 1 by x cube equal to b. So b plus x cube plus 1 by x square plus 2 plus 3a is equal to a cube plus a square. And from here we get x cube plus 1 by x square is equal to a cube plus a square minus 3a minus 2 minus b. And we see, option A is the correct one. Any doubt, please do let me know. If not, then we can proceed to the next question. And the next question is something like this. and it is a question based on the understanding of modulus operator. Let A, B, C, D be real numbers such that mod of A minus B is equal to 2, mod of B minus C is equal to 3, mod of C minus D is equal to 4. Then what will be the sum of all the possible values of mod of A minus D? So what is given according to the question? It is given mod of A minus B is equal to 2. So this gives us an idea that A minus B is equal to plus minus 2. It is given B minus C is equal to 3. So this implies B minus C is equal to plus minus 3. Mod of C minus D is equal to 4. This implies C minus D is equal to plus minus 4. Now, if we add all this, what we are going to get? We are going to get that A minus D will have 3 set of values. You can experiment, then you'll get, 4 set of values you'll get. It can have either plus 9 or minus 9, or it can have plus 5 or minus 5, or it can have plus 3 or minus 3, or it can have plus 1 or minus 1. Look, because the numbers are, what are the numbers? The numbers are 2 minus 2, this is one number, then 3 minus 3, then 4 minus 4. Take one number from here, one number from here, and one number from the third one. One from here, one from here, one from there. Then you'll get, if you take all are positive, then 2 plus 3 plus 4, that will be one number. You can have 2 plus 3 minus 4, that will be another number. You can have 2 minus 3 minus 4, it will be another number. In that way, if you proceed, you will get that all these numbers, what is 2 plus 3 plus 4? That is equal to 9. 2 plus 3 minus 4, that is equal to what? 1. 2 minus 3 minus 4, that is equal to minus 5. So that all belongs to this set, what I wrote. So we see that A minus D is having the value plus minus 9 or plus minus 5 or plus minus 3 or plus minus 1. So what we get is that A minus D is having the value plus minus 9 or plus minus 5 or plus minus 3 or plus minus 1. And so that implies what? That implies mod value of A minus D, because we need to find all the values of possible values of A minus D. All the possible values of A minus D. So if I write clearly, so all the possible values of mod of A minus D is equal to 9 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 18, and we get the option B as the correct one. Now let's look into the next question. If you have any doubt, please do let me know. Otherwise, we can go to the next question. Proceed to the next question. So it is question number 5. It is mentioning below are 4 equations in X. Assume that 0 less than or less than 4. Then which of the following has the largest solution for X? So now there are 4 equations given. So out of these 4 equations, we need to find which equation has the largest number of solution. How to approach? The approach is very important here, that how to proceed. Are you going to solve all these equations? No. If you're going to solve all these equations, it will take a long time, very, very long time. So then you need to think some other way. Okay. So what is given here? So it is given that 0 is less than or is less than 4. So in all these equations, one thing we have noticed is that some base is given. Sorry, you see, it is given 5 into some base power x is equal to 9, isn't it? In one case it is 1 plus 4 by pi, that is the base. In the second case it is 1 plus r by 17, that is the base. In one case 1 plus 2r, that is the base. And in the fourth one 1 plus 1 by r, that is the base. So from here we get that base power x is equal to 9 by 5. Now to get largest values of x, the base has to be minimum, correct? That is the only way we can have the maximum number of solution, right? Maximum values of x. So for largest value of x, for largest value of x, base should be minimum. Now let's see, sorry, base should be minimum. Now what are the bases? So let's see what are the bases, and you can also think that which base is actually is a minimum. There are 4 bases: 1 plus r by pi, 1 plus r by 17, 1 plus 2r, and 1 plus 1 by r. These are the 4 bases. Now if you look into these 4 bases, okay, and along with that, consider the fact that 0 is less than r and less than 4. Subject to this condition, you can let me know that which base is largest. I would like not to tell the solution right now, because I want you to explore and do contact me over WhatsApp. Okay, that which solution, for what value, which base is the maximum, subject to the condition r is in between 0 to 4. So with this, I would like to conclude for today's class.
Sir, I have a
Yeah, please
so why
ask
did
me
we
question.
5
I'm
into
sorry.
base? So
Okay, why I wrote 5 into base? Okay, let me
yeah.
explain you. Good question. So think, if you look into all the 4 options, in all the 4 options we see a pattern. What is the pattern? Pattern is that 5 into something power x is equal to 9, isn't
Hmm.
it? Now
Yeah.
let's read the question. The question says below are 4 below are 4 below are 4 equations for x. Assume that 0 less than r less than 4, which of the following has the largest solution for x? Okay, so that is why if the one way of finding the solution is that to solve each and every question, sorry, each and every option and then this one, but that is very cumbersome task. So that is why we need to think some other way, efficient way, and we found that 5 into that something power x is equal to 9. That's why you're writing 5 into base power x is equal to 9.
Okay, sir.
That
Got it.
means
Thank
with base power x is equal to 9 by 5.
you. Okay.
And for the largest values of x, base should be minimal. And I started getting answer for that one. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to send you this note, whatever the workout we have done. So you can look into the other questions as well. Okay, start solving it. Because during our class, we will discuss in this pace so that all of you understand, consume whatever I am saying. Okay, understand the fundamentals and then proceed. At the same time, today is we are having two days a week class, but I am ready to take multiple days. Now the point is that every day, because we have one more month, please start practicing all these previous year questions and the mock test papers what I'm sending, and things will be perfect. With this note, I would like to conclude today's session. If you have any question, I open up for another 5 minutes for any question if you have.
Sir, the time period of simple harmonic motion.
Okay. Yeah, that I'll get back to you. Let me work on it. Yeah, I'll work on Pratik, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you do not have any question, that's fine then. Uh, we'll have our class in the next Sunday. Thank you very much. Thank you, Srest. Thank you, Vaishnavi.